fucking start a game.
TJ Weber.
I am him. Get your ass on the air and let's pick something.
Big Web.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel.
Zach Zook.
Yeah, my picks have been shit this year.
Oh, he's taking it off. Nick Yale. From the 50.
Welcome into From the 50. Conference Championship Week here in the NFL. TJ Weber, Big Web, Zach Zook, Nick Yale, Ace. You guys want to take this one? I might have to just get out of here. Hello.
You think I could really somberly just go there with you with this?
I know.
Quite the post-mortem.
I had to get it done.
Hasn't, baby.
Yeah, no, we're not turning the page. Until this season is over, then we can turn the page, but we're still here. Welcome in, everybody. Conference Championship Week. My name's TJ Weber, sad Lions fan today, as we mourn the loss of the season of the Detroit Lions. We can get into that, but also get into the two games we have, the NFC Championship and the AFC Championship, coming up here this afternoon. We have Nick Yale away from Dallas, Texas. How are we doing, Nick?
Oh, I'm having a great morning. That was hilarious. Quick story for you boys. I was out at the local saloon last night, partaking in some adult beverages, and I was at the bar ordering a drink. Guess who walks up next to me to order a drink?
Who's that?
Just guess.
Jared
Dallas
Goff.
Cowboy legend.
Troy Aikman.
Emmett Smith. What'd you say to him?
Emmett, just gave him a head nod and kind of like a double take, and didn't want to bother him, of course. But I was walking away, and someone was like, "Is that Emmett Smith? Holy shit!" And then another guy goes, "Yeah, that was Emmett Smith."
You think there's a shot he was nervous that he's like, "That's Nick Yale from the 50."
Probably.
I think that's what he would have done.
The case,
yeah.
I had the diamond earrings in, dancing, just enjoying some beers with the boys. So good to see even Emmett Smith, legends, enjoy beers with the boys at the piano bar, just like the rest of us.
Did he give you any locks today? Who's going to win? Who to parlay today?
No locks, but I was getting good vibes about Saquon Barkley, running back, another legendary running back. So maybe more for that later in the show.
All right. Ace, how we doing, sir? Ace is actually headed out here in about 15 minutes, so we got to do picks first today.
All right.
Because he's headed out to Kansas City to see the Buffalo Bills take on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Hopefully seeing his Buffalo Bills get this shit done today. Ace,
Let's go. Come on.
Your
If not now, when?
Your thoughts today, sir, heading to Kansas City?
I'm excited to be there, but I fully expect the NFL to pull their usual bullshit.
Here we go.
And they want Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl.
I already saw his picks, by the way. It's going to be exactly what he's done all season long. Just
At this point, he should, because it's worked.
Yeah, it has. He's the complete opposite of the way I've picked all season for my team.
Yeah.
Nick, what were you?
Ace is way too calm. I need a little more pep in the step here with big game today. It's the AFC Championship, Ace. Let's get fired up.
With the voice changer, let's hear Ace do some really good intro, like he's introing the Buffalo Bills hype video. Ace, give us something off the cuff, my man.
I got nothing. My anxiety is through the absolute roof today.
Guy's locked in.
See, he's trying to keep it low. He's got to wait till, 5 o'clock, 5:30?
30.
Yeah.
So last week, Bills also had the late game. I mean, during that game, I couldn't sit down from 5 o'clock until afterwards. I'm in a 3-point stance, yelling at the TV.
3-point stance? Like you're going to rush the quarterback?
It's not good for the TV.
Getting after Lamar Jackson. You got to help the boys out.
Can we get an Ace face reveal if there's a tirade at Arrowhead today?
Yeah, I think we'll blur out the face. I can probably do something like that. That'd be electric.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
I think that'll work. So Ace, is it just like we know you're playing a game with your comments about the game because you've been doing it for the last 5 weeks and it's working, like Zook said. But come on, man, you're rooting for the Bills. Tell us all about the Bills. Let's hear the hype. Let's go.
I mean, it's tough, though, this week. They got some injuries. Taylor Rapp is out. Christian has a concussion, probably going to be out.
Who is that?
You should run for office.
Number 2 corner, out. Starting safety, out. They got to start a rookie at safety.
Stop it. Josh Allen's healthy. That's all that matters. You know that they have a chance to kick the shit out of the Chiefs. We know how crazy our group chat's going to be all game if the refs do what they did last week. Let's just stop it. Show a little bit of excitement, a little bit. That's all we're asking.
Pat, come on.
Jay Taylor says Bills get past Mahomes today. Philadelphia Eagles fan says let's go Philly. That's a wild combo there. I knew that was going to happen. I wonder where they're from. That's from Pink Sunshine. We're from St. Louis, Missouri area. Nick is in Dallas. Ace is also in St. Louis. Let's go Bills. That's from Hannah. Let's go Bills beat the Chiefs. That's from Hannah. So everybody's Bills fans today. Again, I think we were all hoping it'd be Lions Bills. Didn't work out that way. Yes, I will continue to bitch about the Lions until the Super Bowl is over, and then I will bitch up until the draft, and then I'll be ready to finally move on.
So, TJ, are you rooting for the Commanders then today? You rooting for
listen, I don't hate the Commanders. They beat the shit out of us. It's just, it is what it is. They played a great game. We played terrible. You can't be mad about the Commanders. I don't think they have a shot to win the Super Bowl. I hope I'm wrong. But for the NFL and for NFL fans, I think Commanders against Bills or Chiefs would be an awful Super Bowl. I think AFC would destroy them, but who knows? I think Philly and whoever wins the AFC Championship is a great Super Bowl. But I'd love to see it happen. I mean, I don't have anything against the Commanders, but I don't think they're going to do it, Big Web.
I kind of agree too. But they are magical, and the quarterback Daniels is a player. He could get down the field. He covers the frickin' football games constantly. So I'm betting them to cover. I like them to cover. Not to get into all that right now, but. It's like, I agree with you. When you say, can they beat the AFC? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I go back and forth. But I think whoever wins the AFC Championship, I still think whoever wins the AFC is going to win the Super Bowl. That's just kind of my feeling. Mahomes, again, I think the Bills are the better team. I think Mahomes and company continue. Like, they're still good, but they just seem off. They just seem to barely get past every single team. You think the Bills can get it done, and yet we're just waiting for the shoe to drop and for Kansas City to do what they do, and I don't know what to expect. I really don't know what to expect today. Ace doesn't give me any feeling towards how he actually feels or Bills Mafia. I think there's some fans that are probably super locked in, like we're going to kick the shit out of them. This is our year. And there's some fans that are like, I'm not saying a word till the game starts, which I get.
I think all the Bills fans are like, yes, we're going to kick the shit out of them. We're going to go, yeah. But we've had our heart ripped out so many times, especially by Kansas City, that we're all just like, yeah, this is what's going to happen. We just accept it now. You know it's going to happen. Don't be surprised when it does.
Yeah.
They're scarred. They're scarred, these Buffalo fans are, guys.
It's going to be – everyone's rooting for the Bills. It's going to be an electric game. I wish the best of luck to the Bills. We usually wait for picks, and we talk about last week first, but let's go ahead. Since Ace has to get on the road to Kansas City, let's go ahead and get into the picks for this week. Very simple. We got 2 games. We got a lock, boys. Ace, give us the rundown. Game 1 of today.
Game number 1, we have the Washington Commanders traveling short trip over to Philadelphia Eagles -6.5.
Start with Mr. Zook.
It's Philly, guys. You're talking about how if the Commanders have a shot in the Super Bowl. I don't know if they have much of a shot in this game today in the NFC Championship. I think that Philadelphia presents a ton of challenges. Detroit, keep in mind, turned the ball over 5 times in the game last week. They ran for 190 yards. The Washington Commanders are 30th against the run in the NFL. They needed 5 turnovers to win that game, guys. So the Eagles have just as good of a run game with Saquon Barkley, if not a better run game with that offensive line. They're going to get after it on the defensive side of the ball, too. I think the one thing that gives you pause is it's a divisional opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Commanders are not going to be scared of the Eagles in this game. They're very familiar with one another. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Commanders cover, but I think that Philly's just too talented, so I'm taking the Eagles.
Big Web?
6.5 is a tough number. I'm personally wanting to buy that up. Last time these 2 teams played, it was 36-33. Kami's been playing a lot of tight football games. It's crazy some of the lines going on in this game, like Barkley, to get, when you try to buy Barkley down to 80 yards, you're like -400.
It's crazy.
So they're really expecting a big.
He can break one at any time.
Big dominant performance out of that guy, and so that scares me. But I'm sticking with the Commanders and the 6.5 points here. I just feel like it's going to be a tight game, and like you brought up the division. I mean, it's just close. It's just always fighting all year this year, and I think it's going to stay the same.
Nick?
both times these two teams played, it's been pretty close matchups, and you're going to see a lot of Washington Commanders plus 6.5 tickets on the timeline today. I'll be rooting for the Washington Commanders, but betting-wise, Zook's absolutely right. This one's all Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley had 2 big games. He didn't quite hit 150 yards in both games, but Saquon Barkley today going to be all Eagles. Saquon to score 2 touchdowns, and this is a spot. The Eagles have been here before. This is when these games are teams. When these games, teams win that have been there before, and unfortunately, Chiefs and Bills. I think the Chiefs have a good shot at winning that one, but the Eagles have been here before. They've been in the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts, maybe he's banged up, but I don't think the 6.5 is scary at all. So I'll take the Eagles by a touchdown.
Ace.
I'm also taking. I'm sorry. I'm taking Washington
on the
as
road.
well.
Yeah.
Just like Big Web, I think they just keep it close.
I went back and forth on.
There's a reason that those 2 guys' picks were the last 2 in the season.
There he goes. There he goes.
Finish second, you asshole. I picked better than you this year.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
Finally got a little fire.
Goaded him into it.
It is Zook and Big Web, not Ace and Big Web. Ace took offense to that as a guy who signed the board. No, actually, he hasn't signed the board. Tolly's former producer signed
There's
the
a
board.
whole 2 picks difference, it looks like, between second and fourth. So.
There is. It is very close.
Yeah. Games matter.
I went back and forth on this game. I'm going to go ahead and take Philly minus 6.5. However, I think it's a weird kind of middling spot. I think 10.5, Commanders plus 10.5 is a really good bet today. I think it's minus 200, Big Web, something like that.
Yeah,
so
realistic.
I like that in a few parlays. I just do think Philly, I can see them winning by a touchdown. I think they will win. It kills me to see, if the Washington play the game of their life and they beat the Lions, even with all the mistakes, and then they get their ass kicked by Philly, it's going to suck ass. But I do think they'll keep it close, and the Philly will eventually just be too much for them at the end. Jalen won't be able to make a long drive in the fourth quarter, and that'll be that. But again, hopefully it works out. I'm rooting for the Commanders. I'm going to take them plus 10.5, but I don't think they win or are covered by touchdown, and definitely don't win the game. So.
I got one parlay where I'm taking both sides. Eagles money line, Commies plus 10.5.
Yeah,
Just
I think
falls in there.
I think I'm going to actually tail that with you. We'll talk about that one later. I like that a lot, though.
Yeah.
What was the payout? Oh, we'll talk about it later.
There's a couple with it, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. Ace, what do we have? Game number 2.
Game number 2, we have the Buffalo Bills traveling to Kansas City, the Chiefs minus 1.5.
Game of the year. Zook.
Guys, if the Buffalo Bills don't do it this year, if they don't do it now, when are they going to do it? I'm serious. Like,
Agreed.
How do they get over the hump until like Andy Reid retires or something crazy happens? I think that this is their year. I've thought it was their year for a while now. The Kansas City offense, the chat is all over it on TikTok. This offense is not the same. It kind of wasn't last year. It definitely isn't this year. And they've been able to get away with it because they just outlast their opponents. They wait for their opponents to make mistakes. But when you have a team that has the explosiveness of the Buffalo Bills offense and the talent of Josh Allen, I don't think that style works as much. The Bills beat them in the regular season. This game's obviously going to be tight. I think this is the Bills' year. I think they're going to win the Super Bowl. I think that they get the Kansas City Chiefs this year in Kansas City. I think it's a grinded-out game in the first half where in the second half, the defense that makes the first big play will win because these guys are going to get rolling in the second half as they usually do in these matchups. But, man, I just don't think Josh Allen's going to be denied this year. So I got the Bills.
Big Web?
I'll tell you what, I'm agreeing 100%. If you look at these two teams, not in the playoffs, not in December, but look at October, November, the meat of the season. The Bills just kept winning, playing good football on both sides of the ball. The Chiefs kept getting miracle after miracle, never covering against anybody. Like you said, it's the Bills' year. I think they're a more methodical football team. I think they're more consistent. I like the Bills today. Even if they're away, I like the Bills.
Nick?
Yeah, I'm going to be echoing a lot of what these guys are saying. Public's all over the Kansas City Chiefs, and you'd be an idiot to bet against the Chiefs today going into the Thunderdome. That is Arrowhead Stadium with the refs on their side. The Chiefs as Super Bowl champions have earned them that respect with the refs in close games and close situations. But this year, Kansas City, great defense, but it feels like there's a little like Patrick Mahomes has lost a little bit of pep in his step. And like Zook said, this is the year. If Buffalo doesn't do it this year, when are they going to do it? Josh Allen's going to be the MVP. Josh Allen's going to be the Super Bowl MVP. Buffalo Bills are going to win the Super Bowl. And it's going to start today with Buffalo going in there and doing what they need to do against the Kansas City Chiefs.
I don't know what this means in the chat, but Emma said, I'll drop a galaxy if you put on a leather jacket and wrestle. What does that mean, Big Web?
I think, does that mean sending money? We'll do it right
I don't
now.
know. I also want to know who she's talking about. I'm curious.
All of us.
Who does she want to see wrestle in a leather jacket? That is fucking funny. And who's wrestling who? God, that's a strange comment. Emma.
It's a gift.
It's got to be a gentleman, no
Galaxy
doubt.
is a
Interview.
I want to take on Zach.
That's got to be a gentleman. All right, Ace.
Do you have a leather jacket? That's key. That's key in this.
Gotta have one of those.
Ace.
It's only a half galaxy if there's no leather jacket.
I'm taking Daddy Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Clip that.
Yeah.
Daddy Mahomes. This doesn't shock me why he would do this
No
because
backing up. No
I'm also
backing
taking I'm taking the Buffalo Bills. I really think this is their year. Listen, the way they beat the Ravens last week, the Ravens made mistakes. The Bills did not. If you play a clean game against Kansas City, you should win the game. Listen, the refs and the memes are hilarious, and they do get some interesting calls. If Mahomes is going to shuffle out there and try to be a running back, take his fucking head off. Like, listen, it's football at the end of the day, so he can't cry about those calls. If he's a football player, he's going to get hit like a football player. Regardless of the refs today, I think Buffalo, if they play a clean game, get their fourth down conversions, get Josh in the end zone a couple times, I think they will win this game. However, Kansas City's Kansas City. They still are a good football team. Not as explosive as past years, but the Buffalo Bills should get it done today. I'm hoping that's my big money line bet today, the Buffalo Bills. All right, locks of the week, gentlemen. What are we doubling up on, Zook?
Bills. Yeah. It's Bills' year.
Bills straight up. Big Web?
Same. Bills are much more solid. I feel much more solid on the Bills than I do the other game. So Bills.
Also, too, it's like you're kind of just having to pick the winner in the Bills game, right?
Yeah.
Whereas you're having to cover a touchdown spread in the other game. I just feel like, I'm not fucking with Vegas today.
Yeah. Nick?
Yeah, I hope we get two just really good conference championship games today. But, again, I like the trend of our show with Buffalo here, and I think exactly right what you said, TJ. If you're Buffalo, I want to see them just go take a cheap shot right off the bat, go right at Mahomes, fucking take a 15-yard penalty and set the tone for the game.
Okay, I didn't say that. I'm saying, like, if the guy's going to act like a football player, he can't bitch about getting hit.
Just take a cheap shot, set the tone for the game.
I don't want them to do this. What is this, fucking Saints? Who's the guy that had the...
Nick yells.
Exactly.
He's got Jordan
Bounty
rules
hunt
on.
This is
Bounty
AFC
Gate.
Championship. Go in there, fucking set the tone in Arrowhead. Get that crowd riled up. Let's go.
I don't want to see I don't see the man get hurt. What I'm saying is, if he's going to go down and act like he's Derrick Henry, you're going to get smacked.
Just take a shot at him. He's been bitching and moaning. We all know the refs are on Kansas City. Just go out there and just take a shot. Right,
He did a nice LeBron flop last week too. That was nice to see on national TV. I was like, finally, we can see a little bit of this. That's good.
What did they say in the Dream Team when Kobe was going against Powell in the Olympics? He said, "I'm going to go out there and just run right through that motherfucker."
Yeah.
Exactly that. Just
there you go.
Run out there and take a shot at him.
If the Bills defense wants to go NFL street on the first possession, I'm not going to be upset about that.
That's what I'm saying. Get the crowd into
If that happens, like if Mahomes gets smacked today, there will be fights at Arrowhead Stadium between Bills and Chiefs.
Ace will be in one, yeah.
Ace will be in the middle of it, and it's going to be crazy.
The refs already don't know what to do. This is the best game of the year. Let's have this be a freaking street fight. Let's go.
There you go, Ace. Be ready to get some barbecue thrown at you.
Yeah, absolutely. Ace, where are we going? I'm shocked if you go with the Chiefs.
Oh, of course we're taking the Chiefs.
Oh, of course.
The Bills are 5-4 on the road. They're fucking terrible.
He's
They're
such
trash.
a fraud. This guy's such a fraud when he picks.
They're slow, but they can't beat Mahomes ever in the playoffs. They're 0-3 against him. He's going to continue it today.
He can only get away with this.
5-4 on the road. What a shitty football team.
Awful. They're terrible. The thing is, this is going to be a funny thing to clip all the stuff he said this year about the Bills if they don't end up winning the Super Bowl. Like, you know what I mean? Just all the bashing he does and everything. It's got to work. If it doesn't work, like he's like, I just destroyed my own team.
Just wait and see what he says during the Super Bowl preview.
Yeah. All right. Yes.
I was gonna say I saw a funny meme yesterday. It was like Jim Nantz calling like the final seconds of the Bills Chiefs games. Congratulations to the Buffalo Bills for going to the Super And then Tony Romo cut. Now hold on, Jim. There's a flag.
I don't know, Jim.
The game. Yeah, it's like hold on. Like Buffalo's running on the field, and there's a yellow flag down in the corner. You know that's gonna happen.
Those memes on Instagram of Tirico, Collinsworth, and the ref is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
All hail our glorious king, Patrick Mahomes.
They're sitting there. Mahomes is running, and he goes, "Don't fucking touch him." The ref goes, "Don't fucking touch him." I'm gonna go with the other boys except Ace. I'm going with Buffalo double up here.
I hate all of you.
I agree. I hope it's the play. Let's hope it's not like last week where we all went 1-5. The entire panel went 1-5 last week. Nobody hit their lock. Not a soul.
You're doing the Lord's work here by not giving us a clean sweep. So Buffalo's gonna win now.
Yep.
You know, if you were on Buffalo, they would lose, but now they're gonna win.
There you go.
See what happens. But
That's
we'll
how it
have
works.
boots on the ground. So
We will have boots on the ground. Throw some shit on the field. Get involved, Ace. Get involved.
Throw some shit on the field, get in a fight.
I think Ace might be
If
the
you
guy
have
taking
to-
the cheap shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you need to run on the field, give up the body, and you know just take one for the team.
Bail
Anybody
money?
can get
Well, I'll
that
pitch in
down.
a little bail money.
if
Yeah,
the Bills contact me and that's what they need is me to go snap Mahomes' leg, I'll do it. I don't
Yeah,
care.
you know the Buffalo.
Now,
fan
wait
base-
a minute.
Take it easy. My God,
You know the
this guy's out for
Buffalo fan
blood.
base is
Yeah, he
gonna
gets
come
the voice
together.
changer. He's
I could tell you anybody from the city of Buffalo would do the exact same thing.
No, they there's some little old
jump
lady
through
who's
his
not going to do
femur
that
like
shit.
one of those,
Yeah, imagine-
those tables, huh?
Gladys, 75-year-old gal going out there going after Patrick Mahomes
Yeah,
in a Bills
she
jersey.
just got off the bus from Niagara Falls. She's not going to do that.
All right, well,
Smack him upside the head with a table,
Bill's
whatever.
Mafia, who raised all this money for Mark Andrews Foundation after he dropped the pass last.
That's a
week.
nice.
Felt
That's
that
a
far.
nice troll.
Yeah, we're gonna shatter Patrick Mahomes' femur.
So
a little bit of a step up.
Stadium.
Did you hear about Home Depot out there? They said you got to have a Missouri driver's license or a Kansas driver's license to buy one of them collapsible tables or whatever.
Oh, really?
They said, no,
That's
quit
funny.
fucking up our tables. You got to
Yeah.
have a local driver's license to get a table.
It's all the
around.
little shit like that I love. It's the gamesmanship I appreciate. Well, Ace, safe travels out there, sir. Good luck to you. I'm sure we'll be texting with you most of the night, so good luck.
All right, go Bills.
Enjoy.
All right,
buddy.
there we go.
See
That's
ya.
Ace jumping off the show. All right, you guys get involved here on TikTok. We got as much time as we want to chat. I know there's no fantasy. I know we only got 2 games to talk about. We might go over our bets and get out of here early, but if you guys want to get involved, please let us know here on YouTube or on TikTok your thoughts on today's games, your top plays. We're going to put together a couple parlays, and hopefully we hit a few here and just talk some ball, Big Web.
Can we talk totals for a minute?
Sure.
So, Zook and Nick, thoughts on
Am I out of this
scoring
conversation?
today?
The
What,
fuck?
what do you guys got? What do you guys got?
Yeah,
Zook,
your
Nick?
opinion, your opinion does not matter.
Yeah, I was going to say, what the hell?
No, we had already spoke. So.
Oh, all right.
I do have opinions on this game. I am pulling up what I have right now. I think I like the over in the Eagles and Commanders. You talked about it a little bit, Big Web. This game went 36-33 the last time that these two teams played.
Right.
And I think it's still sitting at 47.5. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game because what you're going to need is Jaden Daniels. I think Commanders are going to be losing this game, so they're going to be throwing the ball a lot. I think Terry McLaurin's definitely going to get up and hit his receiving yards total with the Commanders moving the ball through the air, although Darius Slay is going to be on him. But Saquon Barkley on the ground, I think Saquon Barkley is going to have a big day, and I think these two teams can score because I think somebody mentioned about the Commanders' rush defense is like 30th in the league, and Saquon Barkley is in the running for the MVP. So I think that one definitely is going over. Not sure about the other game. I don't know if you guys have thoughts on Bills Chiefs at all, but I'm definitely taking the over.
It depends who you think's going to win. So for me, if it's Bills, I think it's the over. If it's Chiefs, I think they control the clock. That's my thought. That's kind of how I base over-unders on sometimes in these big games. I think the Chiefs aren't really – the way they've shown, they're not built to score a shit ton of points this year. So if you think that the Bills are going to win, which we all pretty much do, I think it's going to be – they're not going to run away with it. It's going to be close. Mahomes will have to change up what they do and keep up. I do think the Bills will get it done, but it'll be more of a shootout to me.
So do you see the Chiefs defense forcing some 3-and-outs, a lot of 3-and-outs, like a lot of punting or what?
It's all about Jones. So my thing is the run game right away. They're going to try to get Cook going so they can open Josh up. And if they can't get the run game going early because of the defensive line, I think they'll be fine. But if not, that's going to force them to throw deep the entire game. That could definitely throw shit off. And then 3-and-outs, Kansas City gets up by 10, and then it's a totally different game. So it depends what you think's going to happen. You think the Bills are going to come out right away and smack them and run the ball? they're going to win the game, and it's probably going to go over. That's my thoughts. But I could be wrong. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at.
I typically like going under in a game like this where you have two prolific quarterbacks and everybody's, hyping the game up that it's going to be this great football game. Typically, I just like to go under. I feel like the value's there. I feel like the number, whatever it is usually inflated by a little bit. That said, I think that the first half is going to be a lot of kind of grinding it out, teams trying to establish a run game, a physical edge, and control the line of scrimmage. In the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, you're not going to see as many run plays. I mean, these guys are going to let their quarterbacks go to work and let it all hang out. So, to your point, TJ, I think if the Chiefs win, it's going to be like a 20-13 situation. I think that they can keep up with the Bills. The Bills defense, I think, is a good, not great unit.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs defense is a great unit. So,
yeah.
But the Bills had success against them last time they played. To Nick's point, though, in the first game, I do like the over in that one, Nick.
Yeah. I think it's just, you got two fun offenses there with the Eagles, and Eagles have more weapons than just Saquon Barkley too. You look at A.J. Brown, you look at Devontae Smith. Commanders, to their credit, have also had a couple other wide receivers step up. De'Ami Brown, Olamide Zaccheaus have both stepped up when Jaden Daniels has needed them. In that other game, though, Chiefs, I think I agree too. I think Josh Allen's going to be running the ball a lot. I think his rushing props are a little bit elevated because I think the Commanders or the Chiefs D line is probably going to get after him a little bit, and he's going to have to scramble out, move the ball. So I do like the under there as well. I'll probably take the under in that Chiefs-Bills game. Like you said, Zook, those games that are always like two premier teams, their defensive schemes are gonna come to fruition in this one. They're not going to let each other score, at least early on in the game. They're both going to try to control that clock and just keep it close and just limit the turnovers. Really, I think that's the big storyline today in the Chiefs and Bills game is, can Patrick Mahomes limit the turnovers? Josh Allen's been great all year, not turning the ball over, but Pat Mahomes had a couple times where things have gone awry. Can he limit the turnovers today? I think that's going to be the big question, and to see if when you talk about field position and stuff like that, and if there's an interception going the other way, that always affects those totals a little bit.
Yeah.
I did see something interesting, by the way. I can't remember the guy's name, but whoever is the ref for the Chiefs-Bills game. Clete Blakeman.
Yeah.
Clete Blakeman or
Clete Blakeman?
Clete Blakeman. His name's Clete, Big Web.
You'll recognize him. He's like
I always know what they look like. I know what the guys look like. I never know the names. So
I'm not a fan.
So apparently he is favorable to the Bills compared to the Chiefs so far this season. The Chiefs were like, I think, 2-5 with him. There's something straight up. Every time he's called the Chiefs game, 2-5. Bills are 6-2 or something like that. I saw just a weird stat. With that.
I saw the same thing, but I also he calls more roughing the passers and stuff.
Oh, really?
It's just that the data this year, I think, has been, or maybe it's career. I'm not entirely sure. The data shows that Josh Allen has been more of a beneficiary of that than has Patrick Mahomes.
Interesting.
I think in this game, if the Chiefs get up, I think the Bills are going to come back and strong. The Bills can come back and they can play hyped up, rushed offense instead of sitting back using a bunch of clock. I'd rather have the Chiefs ahead so the Bills are coming. The Chiefs can milk the damn clock like nobody else in the fourth quarter.
100%.
Which, by the way, what are you guys? What is the total at? Did you guys get a lower number? Because on my CBS app right now, it's saying that it's at 49. So it's like right around. You need 50 to beat it.
48.5 is what.
48
it's gone up. But the chat was saying it was like closer to like 45, 46.
Not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Nick, have you seen anything else on Green Book?
Maybe it was like that earlier in the week.
Let me look at I was looking at blue. What's the question? Total being high?
The lowest total we can see right now, I got 48.5 here. That's the lowest I have.
I thought 48.5 and 47. 48.5 for the Eagles, 47.5 for the Chiefs game.
Correct. Jacobs
48.5 Bills, Chiefs. And
on
then,
green?
On blue.
But I bought them both down to 42.5. Both games. Speaking of the over, looking at the over, 42.5.
Okay.
23-20 football games.
Let's see. Bills 27-24. Josh and Cook are going to have a great game. That's from Jacob.
That would be right on it, right? That's like 50 points.
That's 51.
That would go over.
Yeah, that's right on the dot. Chiefs by 13. Chiefs 38. Then he says Chiefs 38. Bills 17. So I don't know. That math doesn't really work on that, but that's Yeah, he's just giving 2 predictions, I guess. All Chiefs, though, for sure. Bills 28, Chiefs 24. That's from Heels for Life. And no, it's not High Heels. That's the UNC Tar Heels. Mason says Bills by 6 to 8 points. So they win by a touchdown, I guess. Yeah, but all over and unders are usually 39,
that's
45.
That's what I was seeing earlier.
So it's not inflated. Okay.
But see, when I looked at the app, it was closer to 50, not 40. I was not seeing 45.
Let's see. Brian has a lot of prop bets here. He says a lot of overs. Worthy over, Hollywood over, D-Hop over. He must be a Chiefs fan. Travis over. Yeah, okay. Never mind. I thought these were like real
I do want to build a lineup. I don't know your guys' thoughts. If you have any props you like for today,
let's go over Big Web's parlay real quick, and then let's go ahead and do a prop bet parlay. You guys cool with that? Or you want to do a combo of plays and props?
We need to, because that'll give us some more numbers.
I need just player props.
He's building a lineup for DFS.
We got one.
I'm doing DFS lineup. You can do totals too if you want to include for those that have regular books.
All right. So Big Web has a bet I actually really like. It is a little.
I'm surprised.
What are we for the year right now? I'm just curious. I'm just asking.
Hell
it's a
froze
question.
over.
Yeah.
We had a little issue last week.
Here we go.
A little issue.
The board is down. We
Dude,
put a new board up, so I can't put it up.
Super Bowl weekend, or if we have content at the end of the show, I would love to, at the end of the year, recap Big Web's notes section in his parlay thing, because he blames whoever lost the parlay for him.
That's exactly right.
It goes in the notes section. It is a blast to read. Pierce.
I have it right now. Would you like to save it, or you want to save it for Super Bowl, or you want to do it now?
Might as well do it now,
Do
right?
it now, and we'll have more notes. Don't you worry.
All right, week 1. So let me just let you know let's see, 20 weeks including playoffs. 3 have been wins in the win-loss column, all red losses on the rest. Some have been by 1 leg, some have been by 2 legs. Let's go week 1. Deshaun fucking Watson, AWOL. Jets, what the fuck? Loss. Let's see. Nothing on week 2 loss, nothing on week 3 loss. Week 3 win. Potion week. That's when the wizard came by. Wizard came by with a potion.
Call the wizard here.
Yeah, that's
Super
right.
Bowl.
Week 5 was a loss and nothing. Win in week 6, and you were humble. No words in the notes. I was shocked. Here we go. Week 7.
It gets better as it goes.
This is the stretch of 6 losses in a row. Week 7, Cousins blows. Week 8, bullshit calls killed drives. Week 10, we calmed down a little bit. No comments. Week 11, Darnold owes me $1,000. 3 picks in the red zone. A-hole. There you go. Then we calm down. We say, okay, we're giving up on a season. Week 13 win. Denver defense gets it done. There you go.
Positive.
Little redemption for you.
There you go.
This is beautiful. Back to, let's see, we got 7 straight losses to end the season, or at this current point. Week 14, lost by a point on Tennessee and a half point in Philly. No exclamations, though. You're very calm.
I was calm at that one.
I mean, that speaks for itself.
Then we get a little fired up here in Week 15. Washington backdoor cover BS. We got Week 16 just missed. I don't know what that means, but
Just
probably
missed.
just Buffalo -8 just missed. Indy lost to the Giants. What the fuck? 2 exclamation points in that one. So we're
Never
back.
should have happened. Yeah.
That was Week 17. Week 18 pretty much wraps up the whole season. Atlanta blows. 2 exclamation points. They really do. That's Week 18. Wild card. Bullshit play calling. That's Washington over 49.5, not winning. And then divisional. Philly -6.5. Detroit was not on the card. Fucking kickers. 8 exclamation points. Fuck. So now we're full expletives. No BS.
Yeah.
Elliott can kiss my ass. So there we go.
Cost me a lot of money.
So for the season.
I concur on the kickers last week.
Yeah, that was
Brutal.
tough.
But all these, when you look at when I'm extremely exclamation pointy, it's because there's one freaking loss, one freaking half a point, one freaking boink against a fucking goalpost or some bullshit.
And that's the thing. Last 4 weeks for Big Web. No, last 5 weeks. The parlay is lost by 1 leg. Last 5, 1 leg. Crazy. That is crazy. So as much shit as we give him, I mean, that sucks. It really does suck.
Yep.
Close.
We're alive. We're there,
Very
man.
close.
We're there.
Right there.
Wait,
Man,
so what's the net right now? What do we stand at?
Big Web?
-5.
I think we're minus a. Well, I'm confused by your stretch here. It says possible, and then is it at the very end? I
Very
guess?
end, yeah.
Let's see. I got picks per week, picks for the year.
We over a rack.
There we go. -709, Nick.
Minus
-709.
Not bad.
Not
Not
over
bad. Big Web. There's time. Plenty of time. We got
Wait till you see today's bet, baby. It brings us all the way out.
Oh,
Three
no.
games to work with here. Let's get to it. What do we got?
All right, Big Web, what do we got for conference? Let's get back in the green.
All right, here's what we got going on right now. So we're taking both overs, guys. I know, and I'm with you. I'm more comfortable with the Eagles over 42.5 is what I bought it to. I'm a little scared about the Bills-Chiefs over at 42.5 is discussed. But I like both of those, and I'm sticking with both of those.
But you want points on both, right? You said 42?
42.5.
Yeah.
I bought them both down to 42.5. I need 23 to 20 ball games in both, and I got that part of it. Now, the Commanders got to stay within 7.5 points of the Eagles. They got to do that. The Bills plus 3.5.
That's Saquon 70-yarder with 3 minutes left.
Yep.
No, the
Up
fucker's going to
14 is
slide
gonna be
down. He's
bad.
going to do some kind of slide.
Because
on his
you
ass
always
on
get those breaks.
Yeah.
Always.
the Bills plus 3.5.
Oh, now they don't want to slide, huh? Now they want to score.
So I got Bills plus 3.5. I got the Commies plus 7.5. I got both overs, 42.5 each, which the four-way pays at $200 bet today. Pays $1,002.
Right.
Can I step in here to try
Here
to
he
help you
goes.
win here?
What do you got?
If you want my honest opinion, I think Zook would agree with me. I don't know about Nick, but I think we're all on the same page. Take the Commanders up to 10.5. Just do it. I think that's a good bet. 7.5 scares me. 10.5 I think can happen.
I do. To be honest, I do have a couple bets with the Commanders at 10.5. I don't mind doing it here, even though it's going to fuck my odds. But let's do it. Let's do it. I like this. Teamwork is a dream work.
What happens if Philly just destroys them? Like, do you have any backup bets
There's
for
no
that?
destroying today.
Yeah, what if it could happen? Like, you've seen Cinderella teams like this, they
anything
get
could happen.
rocked.
We only
Anything
got
could
3 more games. We might need to add some additional coverage here. Let's see.
My thing is, like, if you
I'm like Coach
the only
Robert.
thing that can screw you today is Philly wins by 2 touchdowns, which honestly, Dad, could happen.
So you're
You know.
sounding like you like Eagles money line better than you like the Commies.
I mean, Eagles money line is heavy. I get it, but like, if you're talking about what's actually fully should happen, Eagles to win the game. Now, I mean, I don't know. I
don't mind. Here's what I'd rather do. And Nick, this goes to where you're going. Take the Commies up to 10.5, but also play the Eagles money line.
Yeah.
On this same
that-
bet, and hope for
No,
that window.
but no. So now you're doubling down. Now it's like you get screwed twice. If the Washington Commanders end up shocking the world, you lose. If the Eagles blow them out, you lose. You're right. It should happen the way you're talking about. But when it should, we never hit these ever.
I want to
Ever. When you go back to the spreadsheet, we never hit these.
I'm going to look at the odds.
Preview of the notes section.
I'm going to look at the odds and just see if we play
Washington
Eagles money,
defense.
Eagles money line with it. Here we
I mean, you want to talk about like exclamation points on next week's notes portion? if you put that bet in, listen, I am seriously tailing your Commanders plus 10.5 Eagles money line one. I like it. I'm talking about if you think absolute. I'm trying to think of how we get screwed here. If you want Washington, 10.5 is the number to me. I think 7.5 is
You're
scary.
more comfortable with the Eagles money line. If you're worried about
I
the
am.
Eagles blowing anybody blowing anybody out, and in these 4 teams right here, it's the Eagles is the only blowout possibility in the thing.
I know it's not juicy enough for you, but the 2 teams you like, Eagles money line, Bills money line, plus 179. It depends how much you're betting. I get it. But if you're putting a hundy on it, you win 179 profit. It's kind of
I don't
nice.
mind going to deuce today. We're going 2. We're going 2. So I just want to be able to get over $709. I don't care what it is.
All right. Nick, your thoughts?
I'm cooking over here. I'm trying to give Big Web something better. I got to look at a
He's working.
alternate points total here.
Let's read some of the comments here while Nick does some research.
Put some weird shit in there,
Does
like
this guy-
Zach
does
Ertz
this
2
guy ever win
touchdowns.
any of these?
Giselle says, hi, what time is the Lions game? Just kidding. I'm a Rams fan. I can't talk. Bye, Giselle. Eagles are Commanders today. It's from Austin. It's all love. We're talking Eagles to win, but Commanders possibly to cover. We'll see. What do you all think about the Cowboys' new coach? God, am I mad? That's from Brian. Yeah, Brian Schottenheimer.
Not a whole lot.
Brian
Ryan Schottenheimer.
We can talk more on an off-season thing, but it was a wild choice. Thought Dion could have been there.
Jerry is. Whew.
He's I don't know what he's up to.
Godspeed.
Cooper anytime touchdown. That's from I Am Sam. Obviously, Amari Cooper with the Bills now. Big Web.
I
That
didn't
kind of
use him
scares
last
me.
week.
That's the thing. He hasn't gotten a lot of use. I feel like I would rather do Josh 2 touchdowns than Amari Cooper anytime. Thoughts on that?
I almost pushed the button on Josh 2 touchdowns.
What's that at? I'm curious.
Not as much as you would think.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. He's at plus 500. That's kind of fun
For deuce?
for a deuce. Yeah, anytime minus 125. I mean, I think that's a lock. He's going to score a touchdown. Big games, you give Josh the ball inside the 5. I mean, come on. Let's see. Can you guys comment on the fact that the Lions still have yet to make a Super Bowl? It's from Andrew. Bye, Andrew. Bills, baby. It's from
this has been a Lions podcast for like the last 3 months. Come on in. Come on in. Hate on the Lions all you want.
Now, let me say this, because Big
They've
Web,
been insufferable. I've had to deal with it all year.
Big Web, would you like to go ahead and make an announcement here on the show? Because off air, and I might be, you might not have officially made this decision, but off air, you told me, Zook, and you weren't here, he is officially a Lions fan.
It is official.
No more Browns.
It's official. He's buying a jersey.
It is official. I'm buying a jersey.
Wow.
And it's just osmosis. We're family here.
There you go.
It's
So
like
you just went from the Browns to the NFC Browns, basically, is what you did.
Exactly. Something like that. The Browns, I can't stand the Browns anymore. They, you got towns with disappointing football teams, but they're a disaster waiting to happen. They got problems. they got all kinds of problems. They got problems behind the scenes. They got problems in the massage parlors. They got fucking problems everywhere.
Now,
I got it.
You waited till their whole coaching staff got hired away, and you're like, I'm gonna root for him now.
Yeah. Now let me tell you something. You can't I think I speak for all the Lions fans out there. I haven't been there since I was born, but I've been there a while. You can't give up on this one. You got to stick with this one if you're locking in.
This is it. This is good. What's like
even if this window doesn't work and it's another 10 years in rebuild, you got to stick with it. That's my thing.
Don't you worry. You're talking to an old St. Louis Cardinals fan, which nobody in this listening audience has a fucking clue who that is.
The other thing
St. Louis
is
Cardinals football.
Yeah.
So I know what shit football is. I do, and I know where you came from to build the Detroit Lions to where they are today. I'm not jumping on any fucking bandwagon. I'm here to stay.
I get it. I'm also saying I've had thoughts if St. Louis ever gets another team, and I'm a Lions fan for 20 years, I'm sticking with my guys.
Right.
It's wild to say, but
I have a parlay that is very
Hello,
gross.
Nick. Sorry to bother you.
He's been
What
in
was
the
the
lab.
last segment about, Nick?
He's been in
It
the
might
lab.
cover us. Big Web becoming a Detroit Lions fan. See, I can multitask. So we're gonna go Washington Commanders plus 10.5. We're gonna add that in there with the Eagles money line. We'll take that total over alt total to 42.5 in the Eagles Commanders game.
Okay.
Full coverage.
Yeah.
With the Saquon Barkley anytime touchdown.
Wait,
not
slow
great.
down. I'm going to write this one down. Hold on. 10.5 by the Commanders. Money line for the Eagles. Saquon, anytime tutty.
Anytime touchdown.
Let's see where that's at.
42.5.
Over, we need alt total, Big Web. It's 42.5. It's going to scroll down.
I'm with you. I'm right with you, buddy. Keep going.
Keep going. Continue.
Okay. Buffalo Bills plus 3.5. I think this is going to be a field goal game, close. So, just a little coverage with the Josh Allen anytime touchdown. That's where our value is going to come in. We need something of value. Plus 976 on a $100 bet. So.
Wow, I got 992.
There you go. So depending on which, this is on blue at the moment. This thing's fluctuating quickly.
I'm on blue, 992.
We got a problem here. I'm at 674.
Hold on. Philly money line, Commanders plus 10.5. Saquon anytime tutty, over 42.5.
There's no Philly money line.
Yes, there is.
Nick, did you say Philly money line?
Yeah, Philly. It's the Philly money line. Commanders plus 10.5.
Oh, here we go.
Then Bills plus 3.5. Josh Allen anytime touchdown plus 992. I like this.
Ooh,
Nick.
I got 1109.
What?
Yeah.
Let's read yours again.
Here's
One more time. This is the last time.
Washington plus 10.5. Eagles money line.
Yes.
Saquon anytime.
Yes.
Over 42.5.
Yes.
The other game is Buffalo plus 3.5 and Josh anytime.
Is that on Green Book?
Correct.
Green Book, I'm getting
Wow.
plus 1109.
I might have to switch to Green Book for this one.
Go shop it on Green. Go shop it on Green. That's what it's going to be. That's obviously big narrative play there. But if you like Buffalo today and you like Philadelphia today, that's, and you go to the two MVP candidates, that's kind of what we're looking at.
Nick,
the only thing that can really fuck you is if Washington ends up winning the game.
I'm putting 20 on it, Nick. I'm doing it.
I'm going to bet this either way, but I'm saying
Just for
you
fun.
watch. It'll be the fucking fourth quarter, and Barkley will go down to a knee on the half fucking yard line, and
Yeah,
everything else will hit.
Now he'll score it today. Just like he did last week, banging his helmet into the end zone.
Yeah, you're going to need the Josh Allen, Saquon,
or you're gonna get like a pick six as they're trying to drive to tie it, something like that.
I might throw $5 on Commanders money line with the Bills money line just to cover in case the Commanders do some crazy shit. You know, $5.
Man, listen, we got 2 weeks left of NFL football. Make the most of them because when it's middle of summer and all you got is fucking rat shit Cardinals baseball to bet on, you're gonna be wanting just any.
Don't do it.
Why do you hate Ollie Marmol? I just don't understand.
Don't do nothing in the summertime. Go to the fucking outdoor opera and have a beer. Don't go to the forget baseball.
I'm going to fucking
round
Mexico.
bat, round ball.
This is
going to Mexico, but it'll be fun.
This is the best time, though, when you're sitting there and right when football's over, you're like, yeah, it's been a long run. Been betting a lot over the last few months. We'll take a break. And then March Madness comes right here. I'm like, okay, let's lock back in, boys.
Dude, I'm going to be in March Madness in Vegas for the first
NHL 5
and
days
NBA
of
playoffs.
weekend.
Yeah, there's always something. Like, oh, you know, I might take a couple nerfies here in baseball season. Like, oh, look, football's starting up again.
There's going to be nothing on but Little League baseball, and you're going to be trying to take.
No, it's major golf season.
I am a big Masters.
Fun betting golf is fun.
Betting the Masters, all the majors are really fun. I can't get into the other ones.
PGA, US Open, all the majors are good time.
Really want to talk about that? I mean, you want to hear somebody scream at a TV? Wait till a Japanese guy misses a fucking putt. I go nuts.
Oh, it's crazy how much it changes. Like the implosion in the fourth round of the tournament is insane. But the fun part is the odds for most of the good golfers too, because sometimes it's a crapshoot. You don't know who's going to play
still
best.
Like even like Tiger would be like 4-1, like in his prime.
And it's fun. It's like you got a real shot. Like especially like Scotty was on a run and he was like plus 250.
Yeah,
still.
he was getting Tiger odds, but like he was the only person since Tiger that has gotten those. Like, can you imagine being on Phil when he won at Kiowa? Like that had to have hit crazy. I don't know what the odds were on him pre that tournament, but like if you hit on a long shot, put a couple long shots before the tournament starts. Ooh.
Matt G says best fans in baseball, the crying emoji. Everybody hates the Cardinals because of that. Listen, most of us real Cardinal fans never liked that, by the way. We're not fans of people calling us
I'll still be watching them. I'll still be watching them.
Same.
We may not be betting. We'll be watching.
I like the direction. I like the direction we're going.
I will say this.
The young guys.
If you want a little, when football's over, Big Web, you want a nice documentary to watch, I just watched the Sosa McGuire home run chase documentary once again. Nice. So good. ESPN 30 for 30. Really good.
Loved it.
All right, let's see. Read a couple more comments and we'll get out of here. Oh, we got to build. Are we building just props? Let's do props real quick. What's your top props today?
I do need props.
So
Hail Mary moneyline parlay.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Bills Eagles. All right.
You paid nothing. $1 pays $3. I think
90s.
I think a lock today is Josh to get in the end zone. That's my top one.
Really
Josh to get in the end zone, Saquon to get in the end zone, Kelsey to get in the end zone.
Ooh.
How about this? Right. Hollins, he's been going to Hollins.
Okay. And we're back. We're not doing that.
Come on.
We just went Josh, Saquon, who else?
And Mac Hollins.
And Mac Hollins, yes.
Mac Hollins.
Nailed it.
He's been going. Mac Hollins had 30-something yards last game.
Betting on Mac
He's got
this is why we're in the fucking red.
No,
this is why we're in the red. Mac Hollins is not going in the touchdown parlay.
Audience, back me up on this. Hollins. Who wants Hollins? Not for yards. 2 receptions out of Hollins. Go to him twice, Josh.
Oh, I thought you were talking about touchdown. Okay, I'm with you. I thought you were talking about touchdowns.
Oh, I don't mean to go crazy. Hey, I'm not going crazy here, boys. I just want the man to catch the ball 2 times. I don't care if it's for 2 yards.
That could happen. You know what? Big Web and I was on this too. Every time we looked at the TV this year watching the Eagles, Calcaterra was all over the field. Every time we bet him, off the team. He's gone. He could be on practice squad.
Because if Goddard was in and out, you probably were betting Calcaterra when Goddard was healthy.
I thought Goddard was healthy too. I thought they were.
He's been in and out like a couple times.
We had 3 weeks in a row. All we wanted was 1 catch. 3 weeks in a row, and he goes to Calcaterra every time. Then we don't bet him, and he gets it. Then he gets it. It's just back and forth.
Brian
what
says,
do you guys think about
Go ahead.
Terry McLaurin receiving yards with Darius Slay on him?
Under. Yeah.
Under?
Hollins.
I don't know. I had him in fantasy this year, and they would just ignore him for entire halves at a time. They don't even look in his direction. It's like Zacchaeus, Ertz, Zacchaeus.
And then you play Zacchaeus, and he don't do shit.
Yeah. Brian says, I'm glad y'all got me straight on the Bills over-under. I thought it was 46. Was drinking betting no good?
That happens to the best of us, man.
I like that. Was drinking betting no good? I like that.
Tends to happen.
Is the Chiefs taking it? I don't think they are.
Is the Chiefs taking it?
Everybody's drinking this morning.
It just feels like, man, everybody's
It's AFC Championship Day. Everybody's drinking early.
You know
like
what?
it.
You know what is a
how
little.
do you-
Go ahead, Nick.
I would say it's just like, how do you bet against the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead during the AFC? Like
Watch me.
Like it feels like we've been here time and time again, and everyone tries to cheat and take the spot where the Chiefs are going to lose, and they never do. But like, I mean, Zook said it. It's like it's either now or never. It's now or never for the Bills. If
Agreed.
they don't win today.
Their window
they get
is.
fucking-
I mean, I don't know though. Once they lost Diggs, I'm sitting there going, okay, this is where the regression happens, and they've had the best season they've had since he's gone. So maybe, as long as Josh is there, I guess they're good. But like, it's like, yeah, when does it actually happen? If it happens, I don't know, man. God, everybody just wants to see the Chiefs lose. If you're not from Kansas City or a bandwagon guy from St. Louis, that's just the most. It's the most disgusting fandom stuff I've ever seen.
It is funny how all of America is on the Bills, and if the Bills won a couple, then they would be hated. Like I remember at the start of the Mahomes Chiefs era.
Oh, it was electric.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Man, this Mahomes guy, he's incredible. Andy Reid's incredible." I have a signed Jeremy Maclin Chiefs jersey that I got as a graduation present that I used to just pull out for the playoff runs. And now I'm like, I hate those guys. I'm never wearing that jersey again.
It's the thing too. I think it's a lot of, again, obviously it's the Brady factor. Brady had it in New England. Like I understand it. Yep. Mahomes and Kelsey. It's the fact that they get the calls sometimes now, and I guess you see more of the calls that they get because everybody hates them because how successful they are.
It's legitimately like New England 2.0.
It is, but it's also him, crying about the flopping crap and like, did you see you hit me? Like it's like, dude, come on. Like
now Brady.
This
Brady
goes all the
did
way
not
back
do
to the
that.
Dallas
The
Cowboys.
thing is too is like, and I
Roger Staubach, all those guys just hate just because they're winners.
Constant. But it is like in the Taylor Swift thing, it's like a little stuff just keeps adding on.
I just think Mahomes is too good of a player to do the kind of like he's very obviously manipulating the rules, which there's not. I guess it's smoke him if you got him, right? But I just feel like he's too good of a player. He's too important to the league to be doing that shit.
I agree with that, and he's like, again, he has earned every Super Bowl he's had, but. There are some calls there. You look at the AFC Championship with the Bengals, and we can go on for a million things about this, but the AFC Championship against the Bengals, it was a pass interference call or whatever. I don't know. There's some calls that it's like, dude, come on. It's just
Troy
over
Aikman,
and over
even
again.
The one where he kind of was going to go out of bounds, came back in, waited to the last moment, and then, slide is generous. He literally just turtled, but yet kept his waist upright to try to get head contact, and they missed him.
And the defenses hit each other. The
defense hit each other and got the flag. And Troy Aikman even lost it. He just goes, "Oh, come on!"
100%.
Yeah.
But I don't think Mahomes has. The flopping just kind of started this year, though. I mean, he's really making it look bad this year.
Yeah.
Previous years, it's kind of better. This year is more flop.
Well, and you know how it is, though. Go ahead, Nick.
I was going to say, that's on the refs. I mean, if he's getting those calls, of course, he's going to try to.
Oh, I get it. If I'm him, and he does the same thing where he's about to go out of bounds, and the defenders stay away from him because they know it's going to be 15 if they touch him, and then he goes up and gets another 5. He does this little pity pat around, but it works. He's
I don't
doing
really
what he's got
mind
to
the
do.
out of bounds thing, but it's the starting the slide and not sliding, dude. That's a protection thing for quarterbacks.
I don't like any of it.
It is.
You'd rather have them play football.
The second you leave the pocket, to me, you're a running back.
100%.
That would clean everything up. That
cleans
everything up.
Especially if you're going to get. Go ahead, Nick.
I was say that's what I was saying. Like jokes aside about earlier, but it's like if the refs are going to call the 15 yards, like why not just go out? If you're Buffalo, just go out there and not take a cheap shot, but
hit him.
Take a shot. Let them know that you're here.
Play football.
Take the penalty. Yeah. Maybe don't. If it's 3rd and long, don't do it. But if it's 1st down, just freaking take a penalty and just let them know, hey, we're here, we're coming. We're not going to give the soft baby shit and force the refs to call the game, fairly or put the pressure on the refs. I don't know if that's a great strategy, but if you're Buffalo, it's like, I mean, they're getting those calls anyway. Why not just fucking go?
Yeah, might put an end to it early and not have them playing all day.
See, I think the Chiefs, they're too poised though. Like if you did that to Kelsey or Mahomes or one of those guys,
they wouldn't care.
They just get up, signal 1st down, and thanks for the free 15 yards.
It's not for for the Chiefs, it's more for like Buffalo, for their team and like their sideline.
Like,
like how
keep playing the game. I'm with you.
Well,
how
yeah,
you
I
just
hit him.
Hockey, just like
It's
set the
important.
tone for your defense, like get them fired up,
Yeah,
and
for
then
sure.
also just like put the pressure on the refs. Just like let the refs know, like, hey, you know, that again, it might not be a great strategy because it might work against you, but I think if you're Buffalo, just set the tone for your defense. Hey, we're here, and like we're gonna come out. You know, we're not gonna pry away and try not to hit Mahomes to get, to protect ourselves. Just go out there and like run through them. Be like, yeah, we're here. Like, what's up? I think that sets a tone for Buffalo.
I love it. Game plan for Buffalo: run through a motherfucker's face.
I like it.
Yeah.
This is playoff football, ladies and gentlemen. It's the AFC Championship. This is fun. We wanted Chiefs Bills. We got Chiefs Bills. I can't wait. We wanted Lions Eagles. Didn't get it. So we get Commanders Eagles. Really locked in on that one, but we'll see what happens. Eagles and Braves Life says NFL needs to add an offensive penalty for flopping.
I think they might.
They should.
I really think they might.
They
They should.
Well,
100%.
NHL has embellishment.
100%.
Schefter did say this morning that those plays are going to get reviewed.
Yeah.
They're going to use NFL replay assists next year. I don't know if they said I think it's next year. I don't think it's going to be for these two games coming up. But because of the controversy among some of these calls, NFL replay assist, I feel like has helped out a lot this year. Just they don't even take the time to go look at it. The booth just calls down and says, hey, like they're already reviewing every single play. And it feels like they get more calls right because of that than they would if the refs would go back, look at it again, review it. Because, in real time, hard enough to make those calls, and then the pressure's on those refs on the field.
Real issue.
For
to
sure.
go look at it and try to figure it out, they're under a lot of pressure. So it's nice having the NFL replay assist up in the booth, just being like yes or no. And it feels like they get those calls right more often than not.
Right. And this is a deeper conversation, but it's about officiating. So the NFL also, I believe, saw on social media the uproar that has happened with some of the favorable calls. Like, again, in that game against the Texans were heavily penalized. Now, they're not the best team and the most poised team either, but there were some crazy calls and the protecting Mahomes and all that over the top. They got, wrecked on social media, where I think the league understands, like, people say they'll leave, I'll never watch again. It's bullshit. We're all going to keep watching. But I think there are some people that'll bail if it keeps happening.
It would get to a point of diminishing returns. I'm telling you it will.
Yeah.
And if the league is smart, they'll realize that and take steps to kind of get back on the right track. Because with the explosion of sports betting, the explosion of DFS in fantasy sports, people are losing all of this stuff and getting really angry because of the refs impacting this game. And I don't think it's the refs, the humans, that are at fault. It is the entire way the system is officiated. I could do a half-hour TED talk.
It's huge.
It needs to be overhauled because we're just over officiating way too much. And the reason for it is to protect players. The NFL does not want to get sued. Like when all the CTE stuff was coming out, that was when you saw all these rules start to change. That, and they want their stars available playing in the games. So you understand, I think it came from a good place, but like I think we've jumped the shark. And if they're smart, they're going to legislate some shit out of the game.
Sorry, D just said, guy in the middle has really shady takes. Big Web hasn't said anything for like 5 minutes.
Who said this?
That was D.
Hey, D, we had a problem with you last week.
Guy in the middle has really shady takes. Oh, that's good stuff. No, Zook, honestly, I'd like to do an off-season conversation with you about it. I don't know if anybody would listen. I want to just talk about it. I think, and we have an NFL show, might as well throw it out there. I think there's...
I've got my crazy conspiracy theories that I...
Oh, yeah.
Not conspiracy theories, but like I got my takes on that and some other issues.
Yeah.
I just think that the game could be better.
Off season, we should definitely talk about it because I do think it impacts the way the league's growing and how people look at it. And some of us are diehards and will never stop watching. But
I'm one of
it
those.
Does.
Like,
me too. But it does hurt you when even the betting part. But if your team gets screwed out of it because of a call, because the ref was involved in it, it's bullshit, and it makes you really question, why do I waste my time with this shit if it's quote unquote fixed or whatever? I don't know about that, but you know what I mean? There's just always something besides the game that gets in the way. It's just crazy.
If the general public decides this is too random, this is bullshit, I just invested 3 hours of my time for it to be decided this way. If the general public starts having that sentiment, they're going to lose ad dollars, they're going to lose eyeballs. Like, it is going to result in erosion of this being the most popular sport in America.
Right.
So like the NFL, they do have to realize that at a certain point it's going to get there. We're not there yet, but it could
there's
get
rumblings though. Yes, 100%. We'll get into an off-season conversation. I'd love to have a deep dive on that. Mike says, "Let's go Washington, woohoo." Eagles and Braves life. What about the Chiefs point shaving at the end of the game? Okay, we're not going to get into all that. Listen, we'll talk about the offseason, some of the conspiracy theories and whatnot, but it is crazy.
You do the safety, by the way. To waste time. I thought before they did it that they might.
Yeah, I didn't finish.
Why my favorite thing to do in Super Bowl, we're 2 weeks away, guys. I love to do the safety bet.
Safety bet. Yeah, it is fun. So I didn't finish the comment. I apologize. He said, "What other reason do you do the safety?" So the the Chiefs take the safety. It was 9.5 point spread. They lose on the safety. Everybody's like, "It's fixed. It's fixed. It's fixed." Anyway, that's the reason.
Why would
so
the Chiefs want
apologize.
all the people that bet on the Chiefs were the Chiefs fans? So why would you want to screw over your fan base?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that logic holds a lot of water.
Yeah, I don't know. People go back and forth on it. That's what he was talking about, though. All right, so we'll get more into that talk. Let's talk a little bit more props. So I said Josh, anytime touchdown. Big Web, did you have any you liked a lot?
I do like Barkley scoring a touchdown, but damn it, Hotland's 2 catches.
Just locked in on that. All right.
There you
Plus
go.
200, by the way.
Barkley's juiced at minus 250. I kind of like Barkley 1.5 touchdowns. You get a little bit better value on that. It's gonna be tough though, but I think if you're Philadelphia, they're just gonna go back to the well with what's worked well.
What if you take Jalen then instead? What if you take Jalen? Because I think he's also pretty good to get in.
With the tush push.
Yeah, minus 125.
Probably gonna put 3 or 4 of these together. Touchdown scoring props are always a little tough because they don't provide a ton of value, a little bit. But yeah, I mean, Jalen at minus 125 on the touch push isn't a terrible play.
Well, if you take Josh and Jalen each to score 1, it's plus 224. So if you think tush push will happen and Josh will get in, which we all like, plus 224. So it's over 2-1.
Nick, do you see Barkley's numbers, like as far as over under yards and stuff? When you pull it out and you go 100 yards for Barkley, it's freaking minus 340.
That's crazy.
For 100 yards.
Rushing or like total?
That's just rushing.
Holy cow.
When you put them both together,
worth the value.
No.
It's crazy. It's his numbers are through the roof today.
What's his regular line then?
Probably 140 probably.
Take the under on that. I mean, you'd think.
136, 137. Well, again, you're going up against the Commanders' rush defense, which is
they shut down the Lions. I mean, Gibbs had a couple good runs early in that game last week, but besides that, they were locked down.
The way these odds are, they're projecting this dude to do 200 all-purpose today. I mean, that's kind of where they're hovering him at.
But still, I mean, it's crazy. They just think he's going to break because he does every game now, it seems like.
Well, and again, he's got a very favorable matchup, too.
Right. Yeah.
And that's where maybe you pinpoint on a wide receiver like Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, receiving yards, something like that. Maybe if he can catch a spot with them being a little bit lower than they're supposed to be just because everyone's betting so heavily on Saquon in the ground game. Because I think if you're Philadelphia better too, if they get up in this game, they're just going to go ground and pound, control the clock at the end of the game, force Commanders to throw the ball. So that's where it's almost like maybe you take Jaden Daniels. Like Jaden Daniels' pass yards today might be a good look. I don't know with Darius Slay being on Terry McLaurin, if taking his less than on receiving yards, or maybe looking at different like Zach Ertz, maybe Zach Ertz like receptions could be a good look if Jaden Daniels can be throwing the ball and do some little dump offs and stuff. If the Eagles are going to try to limit the deep balls, so those are the spots where I'm like, okay, maybe look at the other side of the ball with the Commanders a little bit more as opposed to Philadelphia with too much confusion around Saquon or like Jalen Hurts rush yards. Maybe that could be one. I'm not sure what that's at.
Barkley to get plus money in combined yards is 150. That's to get it's plus 104 at 150.
And that's not even
how many?
I do it.
200?
150.
150.
Is that rush plus receiving? Is that rush plus receiving?
That's both. That's both. Yeah.
Okay.
I do it.
What about Zook? Talk to me about the Commanders besides Lattimore. I guess he'll be on A.J. Brown.
I don't think Lattimore's very good. I think that they put Sainer still potentially on Brown.
Okay.
I don't think they really travel the corners if memory serves. I think Dan Quinn did it in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think he really did it in Dallas, though, when he's DC. So, yeah, I don't think that this team really travels the corners. I'd have to get a Commanders fan in here to that knows better. But I think that they just line up on the sides with the strength. So I think he's going to be little Sainristil, little Lattimore. I think they'll try to pick on Lattimore, though.
Yeah.
He got the Lions picked on him with some success.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a slower player. The Bucks did, too.
Because my thing was, I had A.J. Brown last week for receptions, and I feel like every time I saw a decent throw, and I was wrong, he only got 21 yards receiving, he got 4 receptions, was Devontae Smith, seemed like he was more of a guy that Jalen was looking at. I don't know if Brown was covered more, and I didn't know the matchup today if you would take Devontae Smith yards. He's 48.5. Receptions is 4.5. He's actually plus money if you think he's going to get 5 or more. But
I actually like what is the value on A.J. Brown? Because he tilts the coverage, so he opens things up for Devontae Smith and Goddard and the rest of the offense. But how many weeks is he just going to be kind of a non-factor? He's too good of a player. Like eventually he's going to explode, and I think today could be that day.
So if you think here's my thing, yardage wise, he's at. It scares me a little bit. He's at 67.5 on Blue Book.
It's a bit high.
Receptions though, 4.5.
A.J. Brown.
So I think he's going to get 5 receptions. It's minus 138.
I don't think that's a bad idea.
I don't hate that,
Probably go that way rather than yards.
That's what I'm thinking. But I did that last week, and he I don't think he even got. I think he got 3 or 4. So it's like right on the line. But anyway, I didn't know what you guys thought about that.
I don't understand how that to me is a little bit of an indictment on Kellen Moore, the play caller.
Yeah.
Who I know was getting interviews, and honestly, Dallas should have hired him over probably Brian. I guess time will tell on that. But how do you not line him up in the backfield, give him a couple jet sweeps, throw a couple pop passes out to him? How do you not get him more involved?
100%, yeah.
He's such a great run after catch receiver.
Yeah, he is. And he was, again, it's so funny when Kenny Pickett came in, I had A.J. Brown, I had him on fantasy, and I had him props like crazy, and he had one of the best games of his life because Kenny's like, I'm just going to go after the best receiver on the field right now. That's it.
Not a bad strat.
Not a bad strat. So we'll see. I mean, if Washington does come out and shuts down Saquon, no one expects that, but if they do and play the way they did against the Lions rushing game, listen, I mean, they could be throwing the ball a shit ton because they have to.
Have they done that, by the way? I know we got some Eagles fans in here. Have they lined up Saquon and A.J. Brown in the backfield yet this year? Because if they haven't, what are we doing?
A.J. Brown in the backfield.
A.J. Brown in the backfield with Saquon Barkley.
I haven't seen that.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. I haven't seen it, though. That'd be wild.
That'd be cool.
OC Zook, get in there.
That's right. Let him cook, man. Let him cook.
If Travis Kelce can line up in the backfield, we can put A.J. Brown in the backfield.
So real quick, since we have a lot of Eagles fans in here, would you guys rather have receptions-wise, would you take, or receiving yards-wise, A.J. Brown over 67.5 or Devontae Smith over 48.5? Or would you stay away from both? Because to me, again, if Saquon is cooking, it's not going to matter. Not that much of a pass game. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Let's see. Do you think Brown? How do you say his name? Is it Diami?
Diami Brown.
Diami Brown and Devontae Smith will get 3 receptions.
Is that combined or each?
That's got to be each. But that's got to be alt numbers. There's no way.
I would feel more comfortable with Devontae Smith getting 3 receptions. Diami Brown, I don't know. That's pretty coin flippy.
Alt receptions, Devontae Smith to get 3 is minus 470. Good God. So I guess you'd have to parlay those, but that's a lot.
Because, here's the reason why I don't necessarily love the Diami Brown one. If you're the Commanders, how do you want to play this game? You want to, ball control. Long, extended drives. The best way to stop Saquon Barkley is to keep his ass on the seated benches at the link and have these, utilize QB run and ground and pound them. I don't see Jaden Daniels, passing. I don't see him getting over 30 attempts unless they're getting blown out.
Right. Yeah, that's if Washington does shock the world, it's an under. That's what we can kind of agree on. Kind of the same way with Kansas City, not shocking the world, but if they win the game, you would think they control how many points is scored. Yeah. Same thing with if Philly goes off and you really believe Jalen, or Jaden Daniels has what it takes to come back and keep just throwing the rock, then the over is going to soar. It's kind of the way it is.
That's why I like the over in that game, because I think regardless of what you're going to see, is you're either going to see really it's going to come down to that, those first 2 drives in the game, whether they score or they punt. Because, again, if Eagles go to get the ball first, go down, score right away, then I think the Commanders are going to do the same thing, start throwing right away and and try to score quick. And if it's the other way and the Commanders get the ball first and they go down, they kick a field goal, whatever, like get points on the board, I think the Eagles are going to come down and try to get a quick score to come back. And then you're just going to see a lot of scoring. But if you get a first drive, three and out punt, and then the other one's a punt, then it's all of a sudden it's a completely different game. So it's really going to come down to those, first 2 to 3 drives for both teams to see, like, hey, are they putting points on the board early? Because I don't think otherwise that's where you end up getting in a close game, a 10-3 game, and one team starts controlling the clock in the second half and just trying to be smarter with the football versus like just a shootout like the 36-33 game we saw last time when it was just like back and forth, and everyone's trying to keep up with each other. So
DJ Coach says, shock the world. They already beat them once. They beat them at home. Was
that the game that Hurts was injured too?
I think it was when Kenny played.
I can't totally remember.
Was it?
It was
the primetime game early in the year. I thought they lost.
They lost in Philly. Yeah.
I distinctly remember them running like a QB power sweep on 4th and 1 and not getting it.
I think when you say shock the world too, now it's Kenny won the game that they played. And this game, it's playoffs, like
in
said,
Philly.
In Philly, the Eagles have been here before. They prepare the right way for games like this. And I don't think anybody really, some people, the Commanders fans had them going into Detroit and winning in Detroit. A lot of them didn't have them going into Tampa and winning in Tampa. So now it's like, hey, has the Commanders' luck runs out? If you go into Philly and beat Philly, the Super Bowl probably, favorite out of the NFC preseason before the Lions came into the picture? Like, yeah, I would say it's shocking the world now that you've won 2 games on the road. Now you do a 3rd game, probably the hardest place to play.
And not to take too much away from Jaden Daniels, like the guy did what he had to do, but like the Lions absolutely beat themselves. And Tampa, you could say, also made a lot of mistakes late and had some turnovers that screwed them too. So they beat themselves. If you play a clean game and you're Philly, you're going to win the game. That's period. That's just the way it is. And I don't know. Overall, they've been pretty solid. I think the Commanders are good enough to cover 10.5. That's where I'm at. You know what I mean? But it's going to be close. All right, boys. Anything else before we wrap this one up today?
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go
Agreed.
Buffalo.
I just want to say it's official on the Big Web's Best Bet of the Week. We're going with Nick helped me out a little bit there at the end, but we are officially going with Buffalo plus 3.5, Allen anytime touchdown, Washington plus 10.5, Washington over 42.5, and Barkley anytime, and Philly money line. Pays $12.09 on 100.
There you go.
This is where we get it back, right here today.
I like it, Nick. I'm getting it at 10:39 on Blue Book. I'm gonna fire away. So let's see what happens, man. Good luck. Good luck to everybody out there. Shout out to Gigi Evans, Amanda Clemens, and Paul Evans, top 3 in our listener pick'em. Again, we're giving out 3 NFL jerseys, so congratulations to them. And we'll keep rolling. Okay, go through Super Bowl, and we'll see if we need a tiebreaker. But top 3, we'll get an NFL jersey. So congrats to Gigi, Amanda, and Paul. And that'll do it for us, guys. Thanks for tuning in. For Nick Yale, for Big Web, for Zook, for Ace, who's on his way to Kansas City. I'm TJ Weber saying so long. We'll see you guys we'll be off next week. That's a reminder. We're off next week for Pro Bowl because nobody cares. But we will be back.
Who cares?
2 weeks for Super Bowl. What is this year, number-wise?
Plenty. Super Bowl plenty.
50 plus.
Super Bowl 50 plus.
56 maybe? I don't know.
Super Bowl 56 maybe in 2 weeks here on From the 50. That'll do it, guys. Have a good one. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks.